Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Can in the touch like every corner, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará yìí. Maiyegun diary, lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun diary, hello there. Bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary, àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary. Good afternoon to you. Good evening to you. Good morning to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun diary politico. Maiyegun diary, Godfatherism. You can tag the Nigeristans, the Buhari Dins, the Buhari Diderins. Tell them we have here to that Nigeristan, Afghanistan, Taliban, ASUU, bandits, and all these things destroying and tearing Nigeria apart. We have here to how they are funding it. We'll go jog a bit while we wait for them. Yes. A quick one.
Oh yes, Papa is taking the kick off to Bayojo. Bayojo dribbling and the back to Bosse. Bosse is the back to Bayojo. Bayojo is moving and takes the shot across. The first goal is taken and that's every goal that Papa scores. Back to Papa, it is not just Papa, by OGSD. OGSD is moving back by the that's it. The struggle there, OGSD. Wow, that's wonderful. The goalkeeper, OGSD. Oh yeah, that's it. That's not counting.
Grace of God. The grace of God. And you know, if you leave things to God, there's nothing God cannot do. You can make your life at 85 like the life of 45. And it can make your life at 45 the life of 85. What is important is that we should ask God for His grace to abound on us.
So what's I think he's right. You can be 85 and you can have the body or the energy of a 45. That's Obasanjo is 85 now. And you can be 69 and you don't even have the energy of a 90. He is right. Meet this man. He's just 69 years old.
And make peace part of your master plan. You be there, and I will a youth, and I'm a youth. And make peace part of your master plan. You be there, and I will a youth, and I'm a youth.
Yes, that is us getting ready.
ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe rere ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe fẹ́. Kì máa yí ṣe rere ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe fẹ́.
Thank you. You know, it's always kind of good if you are watching this broadcast as a replay. Somebody still sent me a message. I was like, my friend, you know, stop all this music. I was like, you the craze? Who are you to tell me what to stop or what not to stop? Like, that's how I feel. If you are watching the replay of my broadcast, of course, you can skip it. It's always good to skip these parts and go straight to the points. But when I'm doing it live, yeah, this is how we do it. Especially on Maiyegun's Diary Political. I bet many of you who have joined so far, you have read the caption of the broadcast, have you? Great. Now, the caption of the broadcast is that Nigeria, which we also known as Nigeristan, is in bed with another terror-ruled country called Afghanistan. Now, you have a Taliban apologist, you have a Jihadist apologist, you have a Al-Qaeda apologist who are making decisions in government of Nigeria. And this is the reason why terrorists in Nigeria are getting pardoned, no matter the crime, no matter the atrocity. Listen, before we got here, before we got to this stage in Nigeria, the Nigeristan, it usually was kind of a taboo when they say terrorists have killed 20 people. Oh, no, sorry, 20 is too much. Terrorists have killed 14 people. They have killed 10 people or more. People will be like, hey, what is this country turning into? Hey, this, you know, this Nigeria is turning, you know what I mean? That was pre-2015. That was pre-Nigeristan. Now, fast forward 6-7 years down the line. School children are being kidnapped like it is normal. People are being kidnapped and killed in their hundreds like it is okay. Then the same Nigeristan Talibanese government of Buhari APC, they have no policy, no law, no plan to try those terrorists terrorizing Nigerians, because they are no longer you are no longer Nigerians. Some of you don't know. You are now Nigeristans. Nigeristans. This one is saying he reject it in Jesus' name. Amen. But you have to do more than that. Now, terrorists, you will see people, they will read it in the papers. They will say, in fact, they don't even make headlines anymore. Tinubu beat the kings in Abeokuta with fanfare. That's the headline. But they will just hide it somewhere. Bandits killed 300 in Niger, Kebbi, and Yobe in the last 2 days. They will now make that small headline somewhere, hide it somewhere. Because when this APC Egbekegbe came in, every abnormality, everything that normal, people who felt like they were normal in 2015, everything they felt like, how could this be happening? What kind of nonsense? This Jolantan is so weak. Is that too? All those things, people are now used to them. What they are now saying is that, may God just let them finish and go. No, they will finish you before they go. That is the agenda. Now, we have been reading it now that, well, we just heard now that even though they have no money to pay ASUU, they have no money to put together to provide electricity. They have no money to put together and provide health care. Coded. Among other things they are doing codedly. $1 million, 580 million naira. Do you know something, right? That 580 million naira can actually provide a kind of, immediate medicine for a small clinic. What am I even saying? It will provide, medicine supply for a whole year's supply for a community clinic, and it can do that too for 10 community clinics in a small place in Nigeria. 10 for a whole year. All of you can walk in and say, I'm not feeling well. Check me. They will check you. They will prescribe medicine family drugs for you. You go into the dispensary. They will give them to you for free for 1 year. 580 million. You know where they are channeling the money to? To Afghanistan. That's why we say it's this from Nigeristan to Afghanistan. No matter what your life is in Nigeria, to them, it's pure business, so to say. Terrorists in Nigeria are getting pardoned. And people keep asking, why? Because you can't punish terrorists in Nigeria. This is why. I was reading something up online earlier, and it has to do with how Nigeria joined, why Nigeria is giving money to Talibans in Afghanistan. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Just a quick one. This is why. Because Nigeria is a member of an organization they call, what is it again? OIC. I'm coming there. Let me share this screen with you. $1 million codedly, cash. And they sent that, Buhari gave that money in the name of name of Nigeristan, which is your Nigeria. He gave that money in form of aid. And you know that those who are doing money laundering for terrorists, the kind of a way they love to launder the money for terrorism or kind of give support to terrorists is by giving aid. Afghanistan is being ruled by Islamic Taliban, the people who believe that if you don't obey the doctrine of their religion, you deserve to be killed. And they are so bad as well that they even kill those who are supposed to be Muslim like them, because they are those who tell you your own kind of Islam is not our own type. Now, this is how Buhari gave money to them. Read it on your screen, right? The government of Muhammadu Buhari, where Nigeria have no electricity, they have no fuel. They have been suffering in the past 24, 25 days, nearly a month now, where for fuel scarcity, adulterated fuel, to the point that in Nigeria today, they are now hawking fuel in front of the NNPC station. Imagine you have a filling station right now, but they are not working. But in front of that filling station, they have table where they display all sizes of, available fuel in plastic containers, right? That is Nigeria for you. But this one is it's a snippet. God knows how many billions or multi-millions of dollars they have channeled towards terrorists because they have access to the money. They are the government. They have the private jet with the clearance of the government of Nigeria. But you see this particular one, they called it donation. And for some of you who have read the Conflicts for Jihad by David Hundeyin, right? You understand what this gesture is. And the reason why they are using Nigeria money, your money, most of them, the money they borrowed, right? The reason why they can use Nigeria is because you are part of Nigeria. As Yorubas, as Igbos, as every nationality in Nigeria, you're part of Nigeria. So whatever they do, they drag you into it. OIC. So they say Buhari gave them money. And this guy just had to announce it because they wanted to say thank you. Because all over the world, right, people have not really been responding or giving support to this Taliban terrorist in Islamic terrorist in power in Afghanistan. And I wouldn't even bother, but there is a lot. You see this OIC and this money of a thing. We don't know. We hope that if to see Nigeria is a real place and Nigeria is not a crime scene, yeah? As we are watching this video, you would have seen journalists who would have possibly kind of dug deeper the moment the expose on jihad, on conflicts for jihad came out. Because you see, those who are behind the conflicts for jihad in Nigeria, they are those who are now in political power in Nigeria. Therefore, their plots since 1976, plot of Islamization, blah, 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 that you have been hearing about, which we have proved with evidence. Go and read that, Conflicts for Jihad. Go and Google that and read it. Then you will see the characters who are running the government and the characters who are actually encouraging, the terrorism you are having in Nigeria today, funding that terrorism, and at the same time, using the instrumentality of the same government to shield the terrorists. They have a lot of connection, though, throughout these organizations that they dragged you into, religious organizations. They are not meant, they told you that joining these organizations were supposed to build religious relationship, development, exchange of ideas, technology, and all those things. That's the reason why they said they put all this together. But when you now look at what they have achieved with it, you will realize that it's always been a conduit pipe where terrorists all over the world get their funding. And that's part of that. And you have powerful terrorists supporting countries in that OIC. Go and Google them and see all the countries there. So they gave them $1 million codedly. The person in charge of Nigeria's communication is a jihadist apologist. They said, oh yeah, it's changed. I'm talking about ISA pandemic. This is how they hover over around you or all over you. And then we call it a contraption. In Nigeria, terrorists get pardoned. They get rehabilitated. And if you dare criticize that, you will be regarded as a terrorist. And you will be put in that prison, underground cell, for criticizing the government for rehabilitating terrorists. Why is that? It is because on record, northern Nigeria clerics, all these Islamic terrorists, they call clerics in northern Nigeria, they will tell you, that sheikh, That sheikh is, you need to be very careful of what, you know what I mean? Because they are all, majority of them, they are terrorists, apologists. And listen, they used all these organizations instead of exchanging students from northern Nigeria to go and learn and study science or technology from all those Islamic countries. Yeah, when they go there and study Quran and policies that can manipulate the people, manipulate the poor, I mean, especially because they do what they tell the poor not to do in that same religion. So they are hypocrites, or let me say, their hypocrisy. Instead of using that exchange stuff when they send children, when they send their children to Egypt, when they send their students to Bahrain, when they send their students to Saudi Arabia, when they send all their students and all their children, when they send them to all these places, including Afghanistan, you won't believe it. Your popular sheikh, all these criminals you call sheikh, terrorists you call sheikh in northern Nigeria, Iran, Iraq, and all these places, they exchange, and what do they bring back to Nigeria? They bring back terrorism. That is what they bring back. Sharia, terrorism, religious supremacy. And when you look at them, you can say, how far, with all these years of exchanges with all these, terrorist countries, so to say, with all this, what have they brought back to the northern Nigeria? Saudi Arabia, they have 24 hours electricity. Saudi Arabia, they have working. You know how Saudi Arabia is, Abi? But northern Nigeria criminal terrorist clerics, that they will tell you that because, you know what I mean? All these terrorist clerics, yeah? When they go to those places, when they send their children to study chemistry, they will return to Nigeria and they will start making bombs. When they send their children to go and study administrative, whatever, Islamic this and that, they come back to come and practice taqiya in Nigeria. No development, no nothing. So it is all lies, fraud. And that is why the only reason why we all pay for that, we are all paying for it. That's exactly what is happening. We are paying for that because we are part of Nigeria. So when you see people like us asking that, listen, if those who are jumping up and down that they want to be president of Nigeria, if they have sense, which should I put it this way? If they actually have the sense of sincerity, honesty, or patriotism, genuinely, they will not be running to be president of Nigeria that Buhari currently supervises. It is a keg of gunpowder that is going to explode now, sooner or later. If you ask them, what do they stand for? Atiku, what do you stand for? We are seeing it. Nigeria is neck deep into terrorism. And the people in government of Nigeria, they are behind terrorism in Nigeria. So if you want to rule Nigeria and you know all this truth, what will be your proposition? They are not proposing anything. They just want to be presidents. You are going to be the victims. The people that will die when the whole thing comes crashing. You are going to free to do whatever you want to do. But what exactly are they bringing onto the table? The one that you will continue to fund terrorism indirectly, openly, undeniably, because nobody can do anything. You have terrorized them at home, and you can join the team of terrorists abroad, as long as it can continue to project the defense of their own type of Islam. And don't let us shy away from it. This is the reality, the lies. It has brought nothing but what? Destruction. Those behind it, they continue to hide it, and they continue to milk it because they believe they can get away from it. They can get away with it. So they once told us about restructuring. How many of them are currently telling you about that today? Because they have no clue where this your Nigeria is going to end before this Nigeria crash. Finally, before all of you discover that it don't crash, it don't spoil, before you all discover, because you are going to know. It's a matter of time. You are going to know. But before you discover that, everybody wants to get what they can get and get the hell out of the place for you. You still jumping up and down for one Nigeria. You are the one that you should feel sorry for yourselves, because you're going to know. You are going to find out later. They have nothing, absolutely nothing to say. How do we get out of this whole nonsense? Because you can't get out of it without first destroying and trashing that fraudulent fake book, that decree 4, I've been a decree, whatever, Abdul Salami book, the workbook called 1999 Constitution. If you don't, the moment you destroy that, the moment you decide to do that, nobody will be interested in becoming president of Nigeria. Why would you want to be? When it will no longer be more, it won't be in existence anymore. Yes. So if you look at it very well, they know. And the consequences of whatever it is right now that many people are hiding from, as much as it is staring you right there in the face, and you pretend not to know, let me remind you, please, no, you can't escape it. The consequences of all this madness, the kicking the can down the road, pretending that you can have a temporary solution or social solution, or even some of you who pretend to be preaching unity. We call you the unity beggars, right? There is no small time, there's no short time, no mid-term time, or no long-term solution to fixing Nigeria than the straightforward one, which is stop lying to yourselves. You can't fix what doesn't exist, something that is a mirage. Yeah, you can't. The only way to fix it is to break it. And that break it up is to save lives. You will understand it later. You don't have to now. But some people are already. Because the only way you will understand it better is when you begin to process the consequences of what you have been told before and you believed. And you see the impact of that on yourselves. Then you will begin to live that reality, right? And by that time, even all these deceivers, all these vibrators, all of these manipulators and the rest of them, they will be long gone. I just wish you won't probably be the one shaking from the effect of what Nigeria would have done to you by then. This is the effect. Nobody, none of us in any part of Nigeria was told that Nigeria was going to give your money to Afghanistan. Maybe you are reading, you are laughing, Afghanistan, this and that, right before our eyes. In that Nigeristan, anything that affects the people of this part, Afghanistan, Iran, you all know how these particular people in northern Nigeria react to. You do, because they receive their own indoctrination not from that Quran, so to say. Okay, they receive it directly from the violent terrorists from these Islamic countries, and they will kill you if you tell them that they are wrong. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, they are so dangerous, right? That even you, as a Muslim, Baba, they will have to be the one to check and tell you if you are a real one or not a real one. Not Allah, not anything else. So them, and you know what I'm talking about. This is how violent they have become. But it is all lies. It has nothing to do with religion. It is terrorism of people who believe that they could hide behind religion. And since Nigeria is a religious place where everybody is a God fighter, God defender, a solicitor for God and that here and there. So once you drop God, people are ready to kill for God. So they decide to bring that in. And politically, it is a political power. Something like a tool for political power. And that is why when the rest of the places they go to, like Saudi Arabia, like United Arab Emirates, Dubai, like a few other places like that where they have managed to kick out terrorism enough from their territory to other parts. They don't learn anything like development from them. They don't. Because they are a bunch of thieves. They are a bunch of infidels. They are a bunch of liars, manipulators. But they have the political power in Nigeria. And because they do, when they enter any arrangement with any terror, whatever arrangement, they are not entering it as Northern or the Sharia North. They are entering them as Nigeria. That is why Nigeria is Nigeristan. How many of you remember when they killed Suleiman? When Donald Trump drone shot and killed, fired and killed Suleiman, that Iranian chief of army, I think something like that. You remember him? And do you remember the reaction of our people from this Sharia North in Nigeria? It was like, to hell with America. They protested that why would America shoot at him and the rest of that? You know what I mean? It was a big thing. I don't know, somehow, they didn't start killing people. Usually, like that, they would just start targeting people and start killing them and start burning properties. And they actually enjoyed that because, according to them, if you are killed during jihad, it's called jihad, holy war. And this holy war, this jihad, is only fought by poor people, poor, brainwashed, manipulated, illiterate in northern Nigeria. Now, those who are educated and manipulated as well, they will now justify the arson and the criminality of those poor people. And guess who incites them? They are clerics. They will read the Quran. They will read and read. They'll just put that aside. They'll just do something else. And they'll start talking and say, Prophet Muhammad said, when the Sahabe went blah, 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 blah. Before you know it, the morons, the poor, they will go out there and start killing people. That's what they usually do. And they will justify it. So they don't bring anything like development, anything like anything. Now, over the years that we have been managing that because of Nigeria, how many of you have lost your family members in different riots that has to do with religion, something that has nothing to do with Nigeria, or somewhere in Denmark, somebody drew the cartoon of Prophet Muhammad, and in Nigeria, in Kano, they started killing people. Somebody wrote something about Allah, about Prophet Muhammad in northern Nigeria. They started killing people. How many of you have lost your property or lost your properties or lost your family members, relatives, friends in the past? So what did that lead to? For the past 60 years, what did that lead to for Nigeria? A capital of terrorists in Africa. That is what that led to. You know why? Now that terrorism has spread to the rest of Nigeria, and Nigeria is supposed giant of Africa, the one that is spending the money that Nigeria is spending on their military. This is a joke. This is where you will know that when they send those who can read and write to go to all these places, when they come back to Nigeria and they take over government, they practice takia. Nothing in the interest of anybody in Nigeria. No. It is in the interest of those who give them the command from the terror-inclined their countries that Nigeria has been dragged into. So when they come back to Nigeria, they don't bring anything other than terrorism. So in 60 years, what are you dealing with today? Those who have now gained access to power, the police, the military, DSS, every agency, they were supposed to protect the entire Nigeria. 70% of Nigeria towns and villages have no police, have no security or anything as we speak right now. But on paper, Nigeria is the crippled giant of Africa. The budget of Nigeria for defense, since this APC came in, it has not just doubled, it has tripled. Egbe Jolantan was budgeting 1.2 trillion, 1 trillion for defense. This APC, this jihadists in government, they have been budgeting 3 trillion, 4 trillion, 4 point something trillion. Money where Nigeria no get to equip Nigeria military, but they never, ever, ever prosecute any terrorists. And they will never prosecute any. Why would they prosecute any of them? Instead of prosecuting those terrorists in Nigeria, they decided to also take Nigeria money and rehabilitate the killers of Nigerians. So is that not Nigeristan? Is that not Nigeristan? It's just a matter of time. You see, the terrorists in Nigeria, they are so rich that when Nigeria, the money Nigeria is spending on their own defense alone is more than what the entire budget of some African countries. Yet, terrorism is increasing in Nigeria. Have you asked yourself why? How? How is that even possible? You are spending billions of dollars to fight terrorists in Nigeria. That billions of dollars, that is the entire budget of some African countries every year. But yet, instead of reducing terrorism, it is increasing because it is not fighting terrorism. It is now a big industry, terrorist industry under this APC. Now they are telling you that they just gave $1 million. They just gave $1 million. Now, because of the insecurity in Nigeria, that this APC have escalated, Nigerians no longer feel shock. Like I said, if they say 300 people killed, 300 people killed. Tinubu said Atiku should go to hell. I want to read this one. Headline. Koko nuwe royin. Tinubu sọ wípé òun yóò yí orílẹ̀-èdè yí padà tóun bá di ààrẹ. Iwájú Punch paper ló wà lénìí. Tinubu said he's going to change Nigeria when he becomes president in 2023. Front page newspaper. But at the bottom of that front page newspaper, 230 people killed. They don't have names. They don't have address. They don't have, you know what I mean? No, 227, and Nigerians will just be like, this Tinubu will be president, Shani. I trust he's going to, because that is what they have conditioned you into. So as they are pumping money into saying they want to defend Nigeria, what are they doing? They are also allowing the terrorists to come in and take the weapons. The terrorists in Nigeria are not different from the terrorists in Iran, the terrorists in Iraq, terrorists in Syria, terrorists in Afghanistan. At some point, Islamic State of West African Province, they call them ISWAP. This is a branch of Boko Haram. Boko Haram was the one threatening Nigeria. Just 2 states, two states in 2015, but I know some people, they suffer what they call the Stockholm Syndrome. You get what I mean now? Now, only 2 states in northern Nigeria, they suffer Boko Haram in 2015. Borno State is number 1. I think the second one then was Yobe, I believe. But you see that Borno, today, the Boko Haram, they are now, you have Boko Haram 1, Boko Haram 2, Boko Haram 3. Then you now have a branch on its own, bigger, called Islamic State of West Africa Province, ISWAP. And then suddenly we have Fulani terrorists, Fulani bandits. Abi, under these people, from 1 trillion naira budget for defense, boom, it don't jump to 4 trillion. 4 trillion. From 2 states of terrorism in 2015, it has jumped to over 33 states now. In fact, all the 36 states in Nigeria now. Nowhere is safe. Nowhere. 36 states. Everybody, they feel the terror. Everywhere, somebody is missing. One chance more to. In Lagos, one chance. This is what they say, they kidnapped this person. They're asking for money. We are coming back from a party in Ibadan. They kidnapped us. They have just killed this and that. Everybody. In 6 years. So that's why I said that, you see, if they want to fix Nigeria, these people who are jumping up and down to be president, I want to be president, I want to be this or that, they won't want to be president. You can't promise unity. We all need to come together and work together. Who are you and who? You and Talibans. You and your people there, you can call your people to go and join them and make Nigeria great. For Talibans. All these things have consequences. Everybody is now, they'll say, I have this job interview. This job interview in Kaduna. They say, hey, Jesus, Kaduna. Are you mad? You get job interview for now, Baba. I'm thinking that I should. Are you not reading the news? What do you want to go do for Kaduna? Job for Kaduna? Are you crazy? Say, but Baba, people live in Kaduna. You want to go and join them? This one that Nigeria is, that's how everybody live. Then you turn around, you say, all of us should come together. You and who? Come together for who? I say, keg of gunpowder. I'm not saying you're not going to sit on it, and I'm not saying that it is not going to explode or it's going to explode or not. But you should be prepared for the consequences. What they want to be president, even the one where they shake like Kolu want to be president. Now, all of you are walking about in Nigeria right now. You've not had what do you call it? You have not had your real petrol. I mean, take a look at this. In 2015, these rogues, APC, Egbekegbe, including this Kolu, Tifnumbu, when the France was challenged, they call on Charles de Gaulle. When America was challenged, they call on Abraham Lincoln. Olofo Oloribu. Now, 6 years down the line, Kolu is coming back to say, you see, your future of your children is important to me. In 2015, they told you that it is not a rocket science for Nigeria to be the oil producing country and not be able to refine our own crude oil. It's a shame. That's what they said. But what they didn't tell you then was that when they were coming in, your refineries in Nigeria, they said they were still working at about 40% capacity. But 40% capacity is unacceptable. After that, so much money have been expended, they've stolen it. Buhari came in and he made himself the Minister of Petroleum in Nigeria. So, you know the story. We'll cut time short. 25 days ago, he probably doesn't even know that you don't have petrol. Femi Oponu Adesina, maybe they didn't tell him that you don't have petrol, you don't have anything. Now, Baba, 24 days ago, 6 years, 10 months, 6 years, 10 months after APC, Egbekegbe, said they were going to change Nigeria. All your refineries are now dead. People don't get shame. All your refineries are now dead. Instead of building one refinery every year, by now, when they said what they promised you, by now Nigeria should have 6 refineries, new ones, brand new ones. And you should be getting ready to celebrate the 7th one. All of the worries that told you that was what APC, Egbekegbe are coming to do. Today, they are now regrouping. They are abusing me. The worries that promise you all the nonsense. APC will change Nigeria. It doesn't cost any much to build refineries. Then. I want weary. I want la shut up your mouth. APC will change this thing. We are talking about they make Megad, Minister of Petroleum. 6 years after, in the refinery, no day. 0 refineries. And you have to import your product 100%. You have to import everything 100%. That's a shame. Now, 24 days ago, they imported the fake one that put all of you in this situation. And 24 days ago, they said you use 200 million liters a day. 200 million liters. And they said they imported 250 million liters fake. So, how come? People when they bring the refined products for you every time from NNPC, they don't strike. What's happen? It is deliberate, and you all know that. Now, instead of you to be able to drive into the filling station and even pay that high amount of money you are now paying for that same, you can't. All you have to pray for now is that make people shall say that they share petrol for party. Very, very crazy country. You see, you are not different from your leader, so you're weary. You may be pretending to be managing your own weary. Okay? It's just that everybody they wait for the time to express his own madness or our own madness. That is why, because your leaders are mad people. Now mad people they lead you. Yeah. So they turn Nigeria to Nigeristan right before your eyes. Now everybody they walk about with petrol. Abinobi so go to party Owambes. You may not come back home, and if you go back home, you'll be thanking your God in a country that is the highest producer of crude oil in Africa. At the finish. Petrol. Now petrol they inside those jerry cans. And if you want to know that how they actually got ready for it, watch this one. I think I got this. When they were putting all of them, for everybody to come in and collect 5 liters. Petrol is the new gold. Now, if you don't believe me, or if you think when I talk about this, it puts Nigeria in a bad light, you are just dumb. This is what put Nigeria in bad light. And some of you may be pretending it because some of you know normal again. You are not well again. Okay? Every abnormality is normal to some of you. And it's not your fault. You are being led by mad people. Who can say some of you know mad?
Some people are taking this to the next level. Fuel as souvenir. If you are not in this party, forget it. You are not chilling with the big boys. If you don't get fuel, make it come this party. If you don't get fuel, make it come this party. I can't believe my eyes. Fuel as souvenir. Star blog, make it a CM. Some people get levels.
You see? Every abnormality is normal today. Oh, come and chill with the big boys. We have petrol. Hey, if any man won't marry me right now, any man will give me petrol can marry me. You know what I mean? They are throwing banters in a despicable situation. That's them. Nigerians who are living in Nigeristan that Buhari turned you into. Femi Oponu said, you have survived worse. You will survive this too. It's a cruise. They call it cruise. Petrol at a party. Malaka was even playing there, by the way. You see that? Yeah. It's a mad jungle. It's a mad place. Some of them, they used to get angry when I say that. You are living in a jungle place. You're not different from your leaders. All of you are just, to some extent, you are just hiding your own madness, pretending that you didn't know when you are not. Every day, you can see everybody's kind of a madness, and you'll be like, which kind of mad country be this one? No wonder nothing works. And whenever their brain seems to be like it's set to, they will start shouting unity, unity. Let us be united. Yeah? Our Lord Jesus Christ. In the name of Allah, in the name of this, they will start, throwing. That's when their brains kind of settle a bit. It's not that it's normal when it's even settled, because they can't, you know what I mean? Everybody is waiting for their, they are waiting for their own turn to show their own madness, and they will justify it. What is wrong with that, Baba? Nothing wrong with that. So it's just that it's dangerous. Well, there's nothing wrong in that, Baba. If they seal it properly, in my area now, there is a guy who is selling a petrol in his house. We smoke there, we do all of that. Nothing. For the past 25 years, he's been selling petrol. He's a professional, he seal it. If they get that kind of a guy to your party, even if they are cooking there, he cannot blow. That's the kind of mad people you will see. They are Nigerians. Nigerians. You see them on social media. I just pity some of you who actually take your time to respond to them. And when they respond back, you just be like, are you idiot? Can't you just listen? So no. What if, you know what I mean? They are mad people. They are everywhere. Petrol, party. Petrol. And one weary. And that is why it is that bad that there are so many people who want to try and change Nigeria. One of them is this man.
Oh, no problem. This is just for us to at least get to meet ourselves. I didn't know you knew anything about me.
No.
I was just coming as...
Whatever is correct.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. The other one is this one. You know him.
For a man who unified this country. When I got in here, some of my colleagues called me and said, Dino, what is happening? I thought you are not supposed to be here, you're supposed to be somewhere else. And I told him that I have stopped following aspirants and now follow candidates. Anybody who have no candidate experience, anybody who have no candidate experience, I don't want to experiment.
You understand? Those are the people, all this Nigeristan and Nigeristan. So those are the people they are looking up to. But you get one way actually fascinates me is this guy when he responded to Atifku that said he will always get the tickets. Abi, now this way the wiki. Listen to him.
Unfortunate, frankly speaking, because I was busy monitoring some of the elections that were taking place in some of the states. Somebody sent me the video when the Waziri Adamawa, the former vice president and former presidential candidate of our party, listed one of our leaders in the country, former president, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. And when he came out, he was meant to have said he has always won the ticket or got the ticket of the party. I didn't believe he said so until when I watched it, and then played it all over and I said, what I expected was that about what I've said that I'm hopeful. And if you say I'm hopeful that I will win, and I believe as a politician, you must give confidence to your supporters so that they can continue to move on. But when you say you always take the ticket of the party, what it tells me is that maybe, yes, as you know, there are those who say they are founding fathers of the party, which means like it to a company, and they are shareholders of the company. And like the vice president, he appears to be the chairman of the shareholders of the company. In this case, the chairman of the founding fathers of the PDP. We are employees. They employed us, and we are working for them. We have no problem about that. If our founding fathers and they will always take the majority, they will take the profits and whatever. So be it. But I didn't expect him, frankly speaking, to make that kind of statement that he will always take the ticket of the party. That is too far. I went too far and taking the delegates for granted. And I think that when he left, he must, for me, I believe, knowing him well, very intelligent man, very good strategist, and a reasonable person. Like any other person can make a mistake when you're addressing the public. So I believe he may have realized that such a statement may not have gone too well amongst PDP people. So that's why people are sending the video. Oh, I will always get the ticket. It looks somehow. And for me, you know, the problem I have, people say, why do you want to speak? And I said, look, I don't know. It's a problem for me. I cannot sit down and see where something is going wrong and nobody want to say something. I don't feel comfortable about it. I don't feel comfortable. I'm moreover in a family, and that can destroy a family. And I said, no, you can't take the delegates for granted. You will always. No, that would be unfair. That would be unfair. And I think, well, that's his own view. And let's watch and see what happens as we go to the convention. And let's watch and see. So many people are here will come back. We will all look at it. But all I've said is for the interest of the party, anything that will make people to win the election, that's what I will support. But I will not be, you know, trying
to... I know it can be annoying if I'm listening to him. I just like his jibes, you know, when he throws his jibes and the rest of them, because they are your options, and we all know how he's going to play out anyway, because especially if you have this.
You know, what people do not understand, people think when you are in government, from that first day, is to be sharing money. I thought I won't do that. I have to work for the people of the state. Now that we have worked, the remaining period is now to feed your stomach. Is it not true? Not be so. Not be so. So when we say be patient, there is time for everything. Not be so. Now the time has come.
And the time is now. They will release the money. You see, an average Nigerian, they kind of have no idea how a working system or a working government can directly impact on their lives. So therefore, when politicians come around and say, we are going to construct this your road, people will say, hey, our prayers has been answered, you know, they've answered our prayers. Oh. Because it is always mostly like, finally they remember us. Do you understand that now? They have no real kind of a way. Let me see, they have no way of, or let me see, they've never had any kind of connection, policy-wise, from those that rule them. And that is why politicians know what to tell them. Oh, we are going to give you transformers. I've supplied 500 transformers. I have decided that they should grade all the roads that goes into your community. Say, okay. Oh, I am going to give you stomach infrastructure so that you can have something in your stomach. Your children can have something in their bellies. Is that all right? They say, yay. But they know how the neglect and the abuse and the corruption in the system affects them. They know that one. Everybody knows that. Oh, they steal our money. But they don't have a clue how this money are stolen. Yeah. And at the same time, how it actually affects them. If they could probably process that, it would be kind of easier to tell them to choose between a Congo of rice and a working system that cares for their children's school, children healthcare, their own healthcare, safety, an environment that is conducive enough for them to grow as a people, a community, an economy that is viable, that can support families, average families, and the rest of. So it will be easier to explain it. But Baba, more you can speak grammar from now till tomorrow. People will be like, okay. If somebody walks in and say, how many of you here would like me to give you 1,000 naira and let us leave this room? I have a meeting in the other place. How many are ready? The people listening to your grammar, I love what you're saying. Oh, how many of you will come here and take my stomach infrastructure? So they know that. They do. And these are your choices. They are your options, Abi. In your Nigeristan, I wish I could pray for you, and that prayer will be kind of, answered. But I can't, because you know what you brought upon yourselves, and as divided as you probably are, on what you think is going to fix Nigeria, it is my own kind of job to remind you that don't waste your time. Please don't. The solutions to what is going on in Nigeria, we have laid them bare. I can repeat them for the sake of you that are watching me for the first time. Don't let us pretend. Don't let us hide behind anything, okay? You have a system, right, where some group of people can decide within themselves and they can utilize the common patrimony of everyone for whatever cause they feel like. For example, you have a country that is a poor country who have no real money because they have, you know what I'm talking about. Now you have resorted into borrowing here and there. Wherever they see, they want to borrow money from them. Wherever they meet, they want to borrow money from them. And they are ready to dip you into anything that they ask them to dip you into. I know, thank you. But they are only able to do that without consulting you, consulting anybody. As long as it serves their interest, they are fine. But the bigger consequences of that action is actually felt by all of you. Me with the UK now, I am feeling it. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. All of us are feeling it as they strangulate you in Nigeria. Some of you run around and you look for those you can also drag. And many of us have been dragged to subsidize the ruined economy. So that is what Nigeria is. And the reason why is because Nigeria as a rent-seeking place is not meant to be developed. Do you understand? No, it's not. If you want to develop a place, you have to develop the people. You have to invest in the people. You have to invest in real infrastructure, which people are going to use. But when you use decades to squander whatever you could have used to build on, squander them, and now you have a bigger population that are now in a way concentrating on whatever comes from these rogues who are in charge. Meanwhile, as Nigeria gets bigger, the resources of the place is further harnessed by these rogues for themselves, for the few. And what does that do? It didn't create a poor Nigeria. It created poor Yorubas, poor Igbos, poor Efik, poor Ijos, poor Awusas, poor Fulanis, poor indigenous people in Nigeria, while their own selected minute number of their elite enjoys. So if you want to save a place like that, you save the people. You see, if you continue to preach one Nigeria that you can't even define, expecting everybody to fall in line, you are deceiving yourself because it won't work. It never worked. Do you understand? What is the solution? Stop pretending. Stop running away from it. One Nigeria is not solution. Unity begging is not solution. Let us all pray. Let's pray so that Nigeria is no solution. The solution is stop forcing everyone together using one command for over 300 nationalities, and yet they didn't have any say in. They didn't agree that one single command should be used on all of them. They never agreed. Arrest Igboho, arrest Nnamdi Kanu, even kill them. It will never stop people demanding that you should break this hell of a place up. Why are you afraid of that? If you talk about education, on paper, they tell you have states, you have local governments, you have federal. On paper. And they all have their responsibilities. The local government should handle primary health care, primary education, and then local communities, blah, 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 blah. But they have no money. They have no access to their own money. Our states, The states are going to handle secondary education, blah, 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 blah. But they have no access to their own money. And then the federal government, which is the big elephant in the room, that does nothing, just take rent. Do you know that the federal government of Nigeria does nothing? They just take rent. And then they then decide how they want to spend the rent they take. Do you know that's what they do? And from all the rent they take, royalty from this, VAT from that, taxes from here, alcohol taxes from there. When they take everything for doing nothing, they take 51% of the money. You know the story? Something allowed that to be. That something is called the Constitution. And that is why everybody is desperate. They want to be president. They want to be this so that they can be in charge of that big pots. So that they can be the one holding the spoon. Not because they will hold the spoon and give it to you because you are from their tribe, you are from their own place. Oh, he's a Yoruba man. He's going to use the spoon and give you the food. Obasanjo was president. More Yorubas became poorer. From 1999 to 2007. It was from the failure of Obasanjo as a Yoruba president. It was from the failure of his leadership that led you to have a subsequent failed rogues as leaders as well. And the result is what you have as a country. And if Obasanjo time is too long for you, do you know that Buhari is from Katsina State? And as you are watching this video, thousands, hundreds of thousands of people from Katsina State, they are now refugees in different African countries that are dealing with terrorists as well. I mean, those who are shipping in the terrorists into Nigeria. I mean, the people from Katsina. You know the story now. Kankara, what do you call it? Kagara, and all these schools kidnappings. The village where Buhari comes from, Daura, they kidnapped the head of Daura. So don't let anybody lie to you that, oh, you need a Yoruba man, you need an Hausa man, you need a Fulani man, you need an Igbo man, before you, as indigenous people in Nigeria, can actually experience the good governance. It's a lie. Don't be told. You see, if you fall for it, you won't be the first. Your father, your parents, they fell for it. My own parents, they fell for the lies of all these rogues when they are probably my age. So they never saw the reason why never to continue to support the one Nigeria that will keep them poor. No, they thought it was going to be great. Until they got old, they realized it was too late. Many of them, they realized on their deathbed that Nigeria is done for. They wish they are younger and they could relive the life and say, don't be one Nigeria nonsense. Honestly. So they did it to their own fathers too. So if you are one of those who believe in one Nigeria and the rest of it, you are not the first person. In fact, you are not the only person. There are millions like you. But guess what? It all ends in tears. It all ends in regrets. And you ask yourself, why? Because something is the genesis of it. Nobody agreed to come together and be one Nigeria. If you want to be together as a country, you with different background, culture, tradition, religion, and the rest of that, right? You need to come together and say, we want to be part of this country. That conversation is what they are telling you not to have. You are going to have it. Sure. You want to be counselor because of that, This one doesn't make any sense to you. You say one go collect a salary. You say one go join them, do this international, honorable, and the rest of that. There were people who were councillors yesterday. There were people who were commissioners yesterday, ministers, House of Rep, senators from that same Yoruba land. Today, they are now called ex. Some of them, you don't even remember them again. They will forget you too. And you will join the people who are victims today, demanding that, why can't you have that conversation? You don't want to have it. Fine. But you cannot then turn around and say, your own solution is, let us be unity. Let us be united. Unity beggar. Since you have been shouting, may we unite, let us be united. The terrorists in your different government, do you know that it is also an act of terrorism? That politicians are stealing your money. Your money for schools, for road, for electricity, for security. They are stealing the money, buying themselves properties abroad, sending their children to different schools abroad, sending themselves to different hospitals abroad. Do you know that's an act of terrorism? When many of you are dying of needless sicknesses in Nigeria, and you are saying, nah, move along. Yeah? You see, God giveth and God taketh, because they conditioned you to say that. They know that God giveth and God taketh, but your millions, your billions are making them live a longer life, even though it's now kind of money can't really buy all of that. I know. It's an act of terrorism. When they deny your school, when they deny your children the proper food, proper meal, and the access to a better education and a safe school, safe environment for them, yeah? When they deny them, that all of you are improvising, trying to protect yourself, fend for yourself, you are demeaning local government yourself, right? For denying you them is an act of terrorism. You can turn around and say, we're no longer listening to you. So yeah, stop running away from that conversation. You see, most of these rogues that you call leaders today, they once told you that the only way to fix Nigeria is for everybody to handle his own affair. Even if you want to still be one Nigeria, shouldn't you have a conversation in agreeing to that? Our heroes pass. Majority of those you call your heroes pass, they are criminals. There's no heroes pass anywhere, my brothers and sisters. You know it, I know it. You are lying to yourself, but you will find out later. Our heroes passed. Our heroes passed. Who are your heroes? What did they leave for you? A contraption, a place that you have no identity. Trust me, you don't. We don't. There was never a time we had that conversation, was there? I can't remember that. So if you're asking for a solution, stop running away from that solution. Because your leaders knew about it. Or do you think restructuring came from the blues? It didn't. They coined it. They told us about it. Because they thought, according to them, it was the only way to get Nigeria not to go into civil war. Because eventually it's going to go into a civil war. Sooner or later. In the name of Jesus, cannot prevent it. No offense, so. No offense, so, because that's the way me I talk. Almighty Allah, blah, 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 cannot stop it. No offense, so, and if you take offense, with a lower lorry, take offense. Do you understand what I'm saying? What I'm trying to say is that all these cannot prevent it if you are running away from the conversation. The conversation is this: Nigeria is not working. It will never work, right? Okay, what can work? We know it. Break it up. No, we cannot break it up. Then you are not ready. No, you're not. And then don't turn around and say, God, no, God will do this and that. Please, please, save me that. Okay? Because you know what I'm going to say. I don't believe in your Nigeria God. It's fake. It is lie. Okay? It is only your Nigeria God that threatens you if somebody disagrees with you. Oh, I disagree with you. So are you saying that you are smarter than God? No, I'm not saying that. So are you trying to say that God cannot? Are you saying that God cannot say? No, I'm not. I'm not saying that. My friend, you better watch what you say, because God can do this. I say, you are talking about your Nigeria God, because it is your Nigeria God. That your Nigeria fake God, the one that you always call to help you punish your criminal leaders because you can't fight them. The ones you always call to help you ensure that as I get home tonight, God, I pray that there is electricity. May God let us have light tonight. May God let us have that water. All those things, they are Nigerian God. And if you have sense, if you have real sense, it actually makes you to belittle that real God you probably have in your mind. So don't bring it into it. It's fake. It's not real. That's what they do. God that will fight for you already gave you that brain. When you see that it is wrong, just say it's wrong. Don't give excuse. Your leaders came with restructuring. They said this is not the work. Break them up, no, we'll arrange them, rearrange you. They told us that. It means something was wrong. So don't shy away from it. If you want solution to Nigeria Wahala, make everybody come together. break them up. That's it. Don't turn around and then start saying, God told you this, God told you that, this and that. It is you insulting that faith, that strong faith that some people actually hold. You are using that faith to blackmail people, threaten them because of your failed contraption. What is the solution? Let us pray. Fake. You see, if you see most of these people, when they start doing all this, they are fake prayer point for Nigeria. You will think by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, Nigeria problem will be completely gone. It's all fake, lie. You want the solution? Break up Nigeria. Who will break up Nigeria? You. It's you. All of us who agree, who say, okay, yeah, we'll decide how we want to start with that fake constitution. That is the one that gives anyone who choose to wield the power that they built around that fraudulent center they call federal government. You can choose something you don't. You can't be part of something you don't even understand, and that's why it's not working. You see, when you break up Nigeria, let me give you an idea of what I can see and smell. Is that you see all the jaku were that most of you are doing? That if to say they should beam searchlight on you, you are supposed to be in jail forever. All those things are because the rogues who are leading you, they are doing worse. And you know they are getting away with it. And in Nigeria reward crime. Nigeria punishes honesty, sincerity, and rewards crimes and rewards criminals. That is what Nigeria does to you. Sorry, I just got a message there. Give me a sec. I'm going to be back in a minute. Just 1 second.
Part of your master plan. You be there, and everybody I'll be a youth, and I'm a youth. Letting you to tolerate and make peace part of your master plan. You be there.
That's right. Now your choice. Do it. Do what you think you will do that makes you fine. But you will break it. You will. Something you're not in any way, you'll break it. Well, you will get there. For now, some of you haven't really reached that. But when you get there, you will do it, and you will do it well. But for now, I could not just something. They knew. So if you break Nigeria, well, the kind of things I envisage is that, number one, by law, you will be punished. You will know that you will be punished for whatever is wrong, because you know a system that punishes those who have a chance of leading you, will punish you if you do the same. And in Yoruba land, that I think is possible. It starts from the kind of those who are interested in that Yoruba nation. You see, right people should join. Right people should propagate it. The advantage is endless, because you know what? It gives you that. It gives us that template, or let me say, it gives us that opportunity
the opportunity to be the architect, the artist of our own future and that of our own children. That's the advantage of starting with. There will be no any external whatever interfering in that regard. And with what we have done before, because it's not that we haven't done it before, we have done it before. Yes, we did. 1954, 55, 56, 57 to 1960 were so promising because we could use what was ours for our own development, dreams, projection, and all of that. But they took that away from us 6 years after what they call the independence, right? And since then, we have never had the chance of sitting where we will say, okay, we agree to this as part of the new or the Nigeria. So if you are running away from that conversation of breaking up Nigeria, don't worry. The way we say it may be too harsh for you. Very soon, you will be older. I've been talking about this now for the past 8 years. Why Yorubas will remain poor. As long as we remain part of Nigeria, we will continue to be poor. And wherever northern Nigeria or all the rogues in the Nigerian system, whenever they drag Nigeria into either borrowing, into war, into different things, they have to expend your resources, recklessly, you will pay for it. And every time they pay for those bullets, or every time they pay for the rehabilitation of those terrorists, every time they donate your money that they borrowed anyway, every time they donate them to the terrorist camp, who always send their fighters, trainers, to Nigeria to do one thing, to Islamize and Afghanistanize Nigeria, which they have now turned to Nigeristan, and what I mean. So it's what do you call it? It's why do I keep getting this message? Again, I am sorry. I am going to quickly pick that. But this time around, when I get back, I think I'm just going to start taking my calls afterward. So sorry. I keep getting that.
Take one family member, 2 family members, knock on all doors, and make sure that new registration, because they may not announce to you on time, the BBC you have has expired. Yes. Yes. You need to spread it around in various local government wards and no matter how difficult it is to be.
Right. So it is the system that produced somebody like that, okay? So I keep using him. It's a guy I prefer to pop on. Baba demented, Baba at all. So what I was saying earlier before I open my line, right, is that, yes, we've done it before they took it away from us. Now, these are the things that the likes of Tifnumbu, if they genuinely love Yoruba people, the Yoruba land, they know that Yoruba will remain poor. Many, many Yoruba people will continue to fall into poverty. As they drag Nigeria into poverty, many of our people are going to be dragged into it as well. And you shouldn't pretend. This is the kind of things that brought Tifnumbu and gang to limelight politically. Now, they are no longer talking about it anymore. They are talking about how they are going to be in charge, and it's going to be their own turn. And some of these Mufulu Shaoko, these Ombu slaves, they are jumping up and down and say, "Is Yoruba Lokon, even to Rinyibaku, at least she Kilotimpe, even to Juyimba for Shopoloyin Kudan, to Topoloyimba Kusho Juyin for Danone. Whatever they have done so far is to wreck you. And there's nothing else they probably have to offer. If there's anything at all to offer, right, it's not the next election. It's not, it's not a shaky next election. It should be about the next generation. And if they care about the next generation, right, which are supposed to be some of you, your children. Now, if you look at Nigeria as it is today, Yoruba land as it is today, right, do you see future for your children as we speak? I know some of you are your own local government, so you already think you've secured the future of your children because you have some small money and wherever you be. Nah, there's nothing secured in that Nigeria. Once Nigeria happened to you, it would just be like Why me? Yeah. So if the likes of Tifnumbu cares about the generation coming, that they should not, the next generation or the generations and generations coming after, especially in Yoruba land, this, if they were born into this Nigeria, forget it, oh, Somalia, people of Somalia, they'll be thanking God that their situation is not as bad as people of Yoruba land. So if they care, they won't be jumping up for election. They will be jumping up to change the foundation of what has created underdevelopment, poverty, insecurity in Yoruba land. Many of our young people, when you see them today, they will tell you, oh, more, if if people are even saying it now that, oh, more, even though some of us are angry and mad with our people in Nigeria that keep complaining about this, complaining about that, but they end up following the same rogues who put them there. Somebody, many people are now saying that, oh, more, if you haven't heard from some of your family members, some friends in Nigeria, you should call them. Okay, you should call them. Things are bad, though. Things are tough. Oh. You get what I mean now? But everybody's pretending that they are surviving, they will be fine, and the rest of that. So if they care for the future, if you care, and you'll be like, man, what is it going to be like in 20 years' time? Think about that. What do you think Nigeria will look like in the next 20 years with the way it is going right now? You still have no electricity. You still have no water. You still have no security. Now, imagine that for the next 20 years. And God will intervene. That's what they told you 22 years ago. And when they gave you democracy, some of you thought it was God intervening in your problem. Today, it be like, say, God don't abandon you. Like, say, God will never abandon his own children. Oh. So God is preserving you to suffer. God is watching you and all of you getting killed. Continue to lie to yourself, okay? So in 20 years' time, are you thinking about it? Are you? How old are you? How old do you think you're going to be in 20 years' time? Do you think the present situation, your present situation right now, as you are watching this video in Nigeria, do you think if the situation doesn't improve in the next 1 or 2 years, you are not going to run mad and go crazy with life entirely? If your situation continues like this for the next 20 years, do you think you can still shout and say, one Nigeria, one Nigeria? It's up to you. Mine is just to remind you that your decisions will always have consequences, just like they say elections have consequences. Why not save yourself from those stress? Why not? Why are you running away from the truth? Why? What is wrong with you? Why are you running away from it? You want somebody to be president so that then you can do what? Do what? Get electricity. Is it Atiku that will give you electricity? Saraki or Tifnumbu? Who's going to give you that electricity? Who's going to give you that whatever you think you have in mind? But in 20 years' time, you are likely going to still be talking about no electricity. Some of you have no shame. 4 years means nothing to some of you. But for people who actually understand that if you have to live a life, that you are not going to live a life of a servitude or a life of a slave, suffering and pretending, smiling, thanking God. I say, how far? I say, Baba, we thank God. You thank God that you are alive. You are alive, preserved. To be what? Just to be alive, to be living, Abi? No. You get what I mean now? So it's up to you if you care. And if you do care, 20 years' time, there will be so many other children born into this contraption. Do you think you will still be able to say proud Nigerian then? Or you would have japa? Aha, you have your own plan as well. Then why are you pretending about one Nigeria? If you can travel out of Nigeria and leave Nigeria that you don't want to go back there, why are you opposing? Why are you against the breaking away of Nigeria? Do you understand that now? You are willing to go to another country and go somewhere else because Nigeria is terrible. Nigeria is bad. You have tried everything. It's not working. Your politicians are corrupt. Your sister, this and that. You complain like everyone else, huh? When you have the chance of complaining and you want to leave Nigeria, Abi, but somebody is telling you that you can have it better if you are not part of that Nigeria anymore. There are many ways you cannot be part of that Nigeria anymore. There are many reasons why you are part of that Nigeria right now. Until that stops, right? Even if you go into somewhere else, is that not you running away from Nigeria? Why not join those who say, let's do it in the best way and save our brothers and sisters, so our precious, especially our precious sisters, all these precious Yoruba sisters, young ones who could be in so many ways, always of a virtue as they grow into a women of virtue, right? We see all of them are now being shipped down across the desert, being shipped down across the sea, different places where they are being sold off as slaves, sex slaves, ruined, destroyed. Beautiful women, damaged for those who didn't get killed in the process because they are trying to run away from the jungle called Nigeria. So don't go abroad and turn around to become patriotic Nigerian from abroad. It is deceitful. And it is really, really sad. Okay. So the truth of the matter is that there's so much better that can be done if those who understand that they can have it better. If you have a plan of Japa, then why are you opposing the breakup of Nigeria? The reason why you want to Japa is because Nigeria is messed up. Mostly is because it's messed up. You want to go somewhere else and you are desperate to go. When they talk about breakup of Nigeria, you quickly flare up. They talk about Tifnumbu, you jump up. Tifnumbu will be president. She won't shake for you. It's not even a question of shebi. So think. Once you do that, somehow, look inward, you are agreeing to the rot. What we are not possibly agreeing or we are not having any agreement is that you want to lie to yourself. You want to run away from what the solution is, because that solution is completely unthinkable for some of you. You can't think. And then that some said, this is it. It's too much for you. That the only imagination you have is your corrupt, destroyed, ruined contraption Nigeria. Do you understand that now? It's doing more damages to us than some of you realize. But you do realize, but accepting the fact that you can move away from it is so hard, tough for so many of you, right? And that is why you could cling on to a false hope, the lies of it will be better. God is massive. God is this and that. That's a lie you are telling to yourselves. Don't turn to God defender like I told you. Because by the time you turn to God defender, you'll be defending your fake Nigeria God, the one that doesn't do anything other than just to threaten you. Is that not what most of you actually fear? I don't want God to destroy me. Oh, God can just destroy me. Your Nigerian God only destroys you because it is the poor people's God. Do you understand? Nigeria God is fake. It threatens you. It intimidates you. It tells you that if you don't do this, you are going to do that, because they are the imagination of idiots, imagination of morons who have decided to hide behind religion. They are hiding from the atrocities of Nigeria. They are hiding behind religion because, according to them, it gives them comfort and it makes them never to want to fight back. You understand that now? So don't use that your fake Nigeria God on anybody when we are talking about the rogues and what they have done to Nigeria, to Nigerians, and what they still plan to do, and why Nigeria should begin the conversation around breaking up. Don't bring that fake Nigeria God to it. I hope I made myself clear. It doesn't even matter if I made myself clear or not to you. I've delivered the message. And the message is this. You have a terrorist government in Nigeria. We don't know how much they have been funding terrorism, not just in Nigeria, but all over the world. We have the evidence. They came to loot, to steal, to destroy, and to kill. And that's exactly what they have done. You have been finding it difficult to believe that for years now. Now we have heard, well, they give money to Taliban. I mean, there are some donations that you don't want to do, you don't want to make if you are a responsible, sensible human being. As a leader, by the way, but Buhari is not a leader. You have a breeding mannequin in charge of the 200 million mumus who call themselves Nigerians. That is why he didn't care. Who's going to raise the red flag? Who's going to challenge him? Who's going to question him? You're going to arrest him because he gave money to Talibans. That's why they could do it. They call it donation to Talibans. Come on. And as a Yoruba man, Yoruba woman, your money is part of that money they gave to Taliban. How much of that money they've given to them that you have no idea of? But what is even the biggie? That's the one you are hearing, Abi. What about the ones they are rehabilitating right there in Nigeria? Terrorists who are raping children, who are selling children. Children, they are selling them as sex slaves. They kidnap school children. Children. as young as 5 years old. They kidnap them. They sold them off to other terrorists. They married them off. And the same terrorists are getting pardon. In Nigeria, the terrorists who kidnap school children, rape them, impregnated them, and put them in family with children. Oh, these terrorists will now walk back with a kid with 3 children. And they say he's repented. They will bring camera. You will see all their politicians, all of them. They will be reciting surah to this and that. Alhamdulillah, this and that. God Allah, Almighty Allah. We pray, we say thank you to President Buhari. This and that. And you educated morons. One Nigeria idiots. You are jumping there right before your eyes. They said the rapists, all these people who have committed all these crimes, they are celebrated. They give them new clothes. They take their pictures. They said they are rehabilitating them. Is that not a public support for terrorism? They legalize terrorism in Nigeria, and some of you are not seeing it. So when they pay for terror, when they fund it, they have no money. They go borrowing everywhere. And when they borrow this money, they borrow them for 40 years, 60 years, 50 years. And every month, every year, they use 1/3 of your entire budget. Remember that they build your budget based on the rent they are collecting, taxes they are collecting, everything they are collecting from you. They now build your budget on it. In that budget, 1/3 of it, 4-point-something trillion, 6 trillion naira to fight insecurity. 20 billion naira to develop education. How can you grow like that as a people? How? Because you are part of Nigeria. 6 trillion, 5 trillion to fight Boko Haram. 200 billion to build healthcare for 200 million people. No be juju be that. So what I'm telling you is this. All these jargons, Abama we wouldn't have been part of it at all if we were not dragged into Nigeria. So think about that. If you care about your future, if you care about the future of your children, that is if you care at all. Not everyone cares. But if you do, if you think, you will know that being part of Nigeria is what drags us into this. We can't build schools for our children. We can't build hospitals for our people. We can't build good roads. We can't give them electricity. We can't keep them safe. We can't produce a viable economy for our youth. We can't do anything. We turn them to churches to go and start praying. We turn warehouses to churches, miracle centers. Imagine warehouses that are supposed to be factories, that are supposed to be production centers. We turn them to miracle centers, gigantic churches to go and pray for jobs. Because we are part of Nigeria. Are we not mad that way? Are we not? And never was a time you were sat down to be part of that conversation and say, Shebina, una agree to it. You say, okay, we'll bring the agreement paper. Now, when did we agree that this is going to be? We are poor. We're going to continue to be poor. And in 2 ways, to your politicians, Nigeria as a poor country gives them some leverages abroad. They get some small money here and there. To your religious leaders, Nigeria being a poor country means God love Nigeria because God love poor people. Brainwashing. How can you say because they say God love poor people? Are you mad? Can't you see that? You see, our leaders are stealing our money. Hey, pastor, imam, you see, our leaders are stealing our money. Look at all of this. Hey! Your leaders don't understand that what they are stealing from the poor people, the day God is going to take it from them, it will take more than what they stole from you. And you believe them. Say, no, don't worry. Let God fight. God, you see, there's a way God fight for the poor people. Do you know that's the impression of people in Nigeria? So many people actually agree. They will say, we are mekunu. Mekunu newa. They shall know our mekunu. Please help us, the poor people, You know that we are poor people. You see a woman in a shop selling provision. Say, hello, ma. How is market? Market has been very dull. Help us beg the government. There is no electricity. There is no road. There is no hospital. They should help us, we the poor people. Because they kind of generally believe that it is, although they don't, nobody wants to be poor. But guess what? There are many, many people who actually love being poor. And they are in their millions because they want to go to heaven. It is difficult for a rich man to pass through the hole of a needle. Rather than for they shall have, you know what I'm talking about. All this brainwashing. They have to calm you down. You see them, they want to go to heaven. You say, Baba, you will see the God that I serve. The God that I serve. If I called him my God, he will destroy them in 7 days. I say, Baba, calm down. Calm down. It's not that your God cannot destroy them in 7 days. But that is not how it works. That's not how it works. Don't wait for 7 days, because that 7 days can become 70 years. That's not how it works. So there are people like that too. They like it. They tell them all these things they are doing to you. You will see they are going to hellfire. You just continue to pray to God. Continue to serve God in faith. God will send a miracle. God will make sure that, you see, at least you are not rich and you are not poor. You are managing. Yes, we are thanking God, though. The woman they are telling that is, you are thanking God, you are managing, oh. If they call it crisis, so if that same person that is, we are thanking God, say, hey, mama, someone will bring 1 million naira or papa go die. Oh. Hey, 1 million naira. Now that time you realize that they'll begin to say, God, why? God, why? God, have I not served you? God, I served you. They know that 1 million naira is a lot. And they always pray that make something where they know they pray for. May it not affect what they are praying for. It's only when they are in trouble that they begin to feel like God. But even in that trouble, they don't let them think. How? What are the factors? What are the sequence of events that led to this? How did you arrive at this? How come somebody who is sick cannot have access to an easy medical care, that he doesn't have to go and look for 1 million naira before he can get health care? You don't need God in that regard. First, give him medical attention, then go and pray to God. Do you understand? So they make them believe that God loves poor people. So many, many people too, in order for them to believe that God loves them, they will publicly agree. They will confidently agree and say, we are poor people, but we thank God. God has been very, very good to us. We are poor. We know we are poor. Politicians will now come to and say, you see all of you poor. I am here to help all of you, to make sure that your children, I say, hey, thank you, we are poor, Mekunu. You say, that man love Mekunu, that man love poor people. They created the poor people. There are poor people in the UK, but don't let anybody keep lying to you and say, there are also poor people in the UK. Some of you, if your own kind of poverty in the UK, if you compare and you are educated, you don't have mental health issue. You are not homeless. You are not, what do you call it? You probably have a job. What happens is that you are living from hand to mouth, which means you are prone to being manipulated with money induced here and there, which open you up to that same thing, temptation. Abi? So you are poor. But here in the UK, if you want to see people who are poor, make I give you an example of people who are poor in the UK that you can say, hey, what happened to him? I'll tell you. Those who are disabled. Some people will disagree with me because they will tell you, Maiyegun, what are you talking about? I work as a carer. There are many disabled people disabled people in the UK, they earn more money than some of us who are doing 24 hours job. I understand. I've also met so many disabled people who have, one way or the other, they have missed that welfare system for them to be put on it in any way. And as we speak, they are living in squalor. But even at that, it doesn't mean that they won't give them house. It doesn't mean that they have no place they can go to get support, but they are living poor. Those are the people that if you take £10 from their bank, in a wrong time, they may not have a gas to power their house that night or that day. We have people who live in that poverty in this country. But they still have few places they go to, not to individuals, so they don't go to politicians' houses, so they don't go to their representatives' houses, so they go to government buildings, government agents, government, agents and all of them for that help because they are there. Do you know other people who live poor in the UK? Drug addicts. People who have used most of their money, and every money they get to buy drugs, which means they will have less to take care of themselves. They will have less to buy, to eat good food. So when you see them, some of them, because they cannot afford to pay for electricity, to pay for gas, they will rather go and start sleeping rough. You see, when you see them sleeping rough, it's because, you see, most of them when you see sleeping rough, they still get money from the system. Imagine, that poor person they are telling you about, some of them collect £100, £80 every week. Some of them collect 60. They are very small money, very, very poor money. But this money in this system, they are meant to get to provide food, 1 week food, gas, electricity, and transportation. That person doesn't need, if he's sick, he doesn't need any money to go to hospital. If he decides that he wants to go for, even if he's a drug addict, and decide he wants to go for rehabilitation, he will not spend a dime to go to rehab in this country. There is always help for them. But you can see, he's very poor. What happened? These are the reasons. So because they will use all their money on drug, because they cannot afford to keep buying the drug, because money they get from government is so little, they go out there to start begging. Please help me. Please help me. If you see anybody begging in the UK, and that person is British, it is because they have issue with drug. It's not because they're not getting money. They are getting money, but it's not enough. When you also see people who are also poor in this country, these are undocumented immigrants. I was in that category once. That was when I was doing, I had to do cleaning. You have to do cleaning at odd hours, horrible weather, poor pay. You have no paper. You live in rough. But to me as a Nigerian, who come from that place, despite the fact that I was doing odd jobs, Baba, in my own regard, in my own little way, I was rich. I'm talking about odd jobs that could at least give me £500 a week. That's a lot of money. I was okay. But it is within, somewhere around the poverty line too, if you compare what I was doing. I was working as, the people who work in the toilet. Some of us who work in the toilet and you give aftershave to those who come to the club and the rest of the tip you, they give you money and the rest of that. I did that for good 5 years in this country, in this Scotland, in this Glasgow. So I was in that category. I was making good money. I won't consider myself as that category of people who get small, who have to live below poverty and all that. I wasn't getting any money from any government. And for the past, since I've been to this country, I've been in this country now for, more than 8 years, or 9 years rather, I have never had a cause to go to anywhere and say, please help me, I need money. Because they told me categorically I never qualified for it. So, the point they are making is that, yes, I live here and I still have the chance. And we saw the people who live in poverty too. So people manage and build and build, but the system is there to really take care of you than what Nigeria will offer you. So poverty here cannot be compared with the poverty they tell you in Nigeria. See, there are poor people abroad too. The poor people abroad, they have 24 hours electricity. Oh. The poor people abroad, they have access to the same healthcare that Ifnumbu, Buhari, and the rest of them, they loot your money to come and get here. The one they pay millions for when they come to the UK. There are poor people. They have access to them without paying any dime. So the terrorists ruling Nigeria, they impoverish Nigeria, they impoverish the Yoruba people, even though we're supposed to be rich people. Our people are not supposed to be living in that poverty level, but they will continue to live in that poverty level as long as those criminals who are supposed to speak up continue to be part and parcel of these people who milk the system. Until that changes, right? Yeah, let's continue pretending and lying to ourselves. So you are there. You are not a drug addict. You are there. You are educated. And you are still poor. That is nobody's fault. It is the system. If you don't understand it, I just told you. So if you want it differently, what do? You create your own opportunities. These ones can't give them to you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They can't give it. They won't give it to you. All this hardship that you are, everything you are seeing today, 20 years ago, now so it be. 40 years ago, that's the same thing. This is your own time. In the next 20 years, another set of people will be here. They will be complaining about no electricity, no this and that. How can you then say Nigeria is going to be great? How? How? It's up to you. It is up to you. Graduates begging, graduates living like paupers, graduates. What was the essence of that your education then? If you can't think that way, then your ancestors are thinking for you. So what do you expect? Their thought, their line of thinking is to create poverty, weaponize it, and you are helping them because your brain is weaponized already. If you can't think straight this way, you're going to queue behind them. They care about the next election. You care about the next election. You don't even care about yourself. But one thing you should remember is this, right? All these have consequences. Remember that. That's all I'll tell you. So don't pretend later and say, God, why? God, why? What is God, why? There's no God, why. You know why. Cannot plant maize and expect to reap potato. Let me go to bed. Guys, thank you so much. I thought I could take some calls earlier. But it seems I don't use all the time. Somehow, we shall manage to enjoy ourselves tonight. So to my friends on YouTube, my friends on Facebook, lately Facebook will let you share Maiyegun's Diary political. I don't know. Whatever they like, they keep doing. It doesn't really matter. But for the fact that all of you who took your time to watch this tonight and be with me this long, remember before you go, don't leave the temple of truth without dropping your offerings. Don't. Like the video, share it, so that when we meet again, next time, you are not coming alone. You will come with somebody you invited. You know how we do it in the temple now? I was supposed to be bringing you all out and say, okay, oh yeah, if you are a new member, raise up your hand. Oh yeah, everybody with this at the whole temple. Oh yeah, shake them like that, and say, welcome. You are welcome to the temple. You are welcome. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, don't leave without your offering, okay? Like the video, all right? Share it. Subscribe if this is your first time. And when I see you next time, yeah, we will continue from here. I should probably tell you something about our fundraiser. No, I won't. But I want to say thank you to every one of you who has been using that, going to that fundraiser, the Give, Send, Go. and you're still there, hardening it up, getting it piled up and all of that. We are so grateful to all of you. From Monday onward, yes, we're going to begin that mobilization as discussed, and a lot of things in the pipeline. Trust your man, Maiyegun. I will be here to update you properly when there is due for proper one. Apart from that, like I said, we're going to be doing every week fundraiser until we clock that 50 grand on Give Send Go, and we cross it. We may even go to 100 grand. I don't know. We'll find out. But let's meet our target first, okay? Until I'll see you again, right? Thank you. And you should all have a wonderful evening. Good night.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí fa.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra.